People.
What up, though?
It's Saturday at 7:30, and
You talking? You put it on you.
sorry, and so that means it's Making Marriage Matters night. If you are tuned in now, earlier today we had the opportunity to be at was it Not Easily Broken?
Yep.
Not Easily Broken. Not Easily Broken conference that was hosted at Trinity. And so we actually Facebook Live both part one and part two of the sessions that we had, which was actually really, really good. And we were going to do a brief little Are we still doing a recap? What are we doing? What's funny? We really just got off the road from going to get the kids, so we were a little disheveled because it's hot and we was in the car.
Yeah, we need a producer.
We need a producer?
Yeah, dude, because this right here, I mean, I can get up for the show, and I can get up for the show, and I can spit some knowledge, but producing is, we need a producer.
So, are we shopping for a producer now?
Sure, why not?
Okay, yeah, I guess we're shopping.
Between last night and today, yeah.
Yeah, we have had a very busy weekend.
But we always do. This is the issue. There is no weekend that is not busy.
That's true.
I don't understand what happens. My weekend becomes my week.
It really does.
Jocelyn can produce. Look at that. Jocelyn just got put to work by Stacy. Thank her later.
So, we are not going to be on here long because we literally just walked in the house and we haven't seen our kids since early yesterday morning. I don't even remember. So, real quickly, the session today was really, really good and had a lot of great points. The one thing that kind of stuck out with me the most was Pastor Tatum? Mm-hmm. Pastor Tatum from Battle Creek.
Yeah, you want to get on the screen over there?
Sorry. I had it like where I could turn it for you too. He made a comment that in marriage you have to be transparent. And I think we don't really think about that in marriage because you think, well, my spouse should know everything about me. Like I don't have to be transparent with my spouse because they're with me and they know. But I think there is a level of transparency in marriage that you have to talk to your spouse and you have to let them know what you're thinking and what you're feeling and the different things that is going on within you personally. What was
I think one thing that stood out for me, he used a lot of analogies for marriage, but one thing that he had us do is he gave us a little flashlight that was maybe literally about that big.
I don't know what you did with your light. What you do with your light?
I don't know. Somewhere in your bag. It was just a light about that big, and he handed it to us. He had all the men stand up, handed it to us, and told us to say something nice about the light, about our wife in terms of the light. And basically, it was just a real, you turn it comes on, turn it goes off. But what it showed me is that everyday life will give you things to remind you how significant your spouse is. There was nothing special about this light. Nothing. I mean, it was a cheap light that you could probably get like 500 of them from China for like $1. But when he turned it on, he turned it on and it illuminated, and the lights were on in the room. So for me, it just showed me that my wife is, even though there are other lights in the room, and they display light very well, the light that I was holding happened to be the brightest. So for my wife, even though there are other women on this earth, as far as I'm concerned, my wife is the best one of the bunch. And part of the reason that she was the best is because the particular light that I was holding, I was able to illuminate it in the direction that I chose. So it kind of showed me just how flexible and you say obedient and people get upset, but I have an obedient wife, and I don't think she'll disagree with that.
No, I don't disagree.
But for her to be flexible and to be submissive enough for me to direct her light in direction that it is needed, just shows how important she is in my life.
And, and can I say this? The I think the key point of that is I trust the fact that he's going to God on my behalf to see what it is that where my light needs to go and what direction my light needs to go in. So I'm not concerned that he would put me in danger or he would try to put out my light or hog my light for himself in any way, shape, or form, because I trust the fact that my husband has gone before the Lord on my behalf to seek guidance and direction for our household.
Absolutely. And the neat thing about the light is that it was so bright that even if, once it was on, if I tried to hold it in my hand, you would still see the light shining through. Which kind of, after I sat down, it reminded me that no matter how dark the time is, as long as I hold on to my wife, I'll always have some semblance of life and of light in my life. He also said that the way that you love God is same way that you love your spouse.
That was rude. That was good. That was good.
Oh, what's going on, Team Williams? It's good to see y'all enjoy the Mediterranean.
Right. Enjoy your date night.
Get the garlic.
That garlic sauce.
The garlic paste with the bread is amazing.
It's yummy. I guess I could scoot in close to you, huh?
But it's really about looking at just regular life things and seeing how easy they kind of show you how much God loves you and how much you should love God, and your love for God shows how much you love your spouse.
Exactly.
It's impossible to love your spouse and not love God, because God is love, first of all.
Exactly.
But when you're dealing with the situations of life, the way that you treat God is usually the way that you will or that you do treat your spouse. If you complain to God during bad times, then most likely you're complaining to your spouse during bad times.
Yeah.
If you learn how to appreciate them for what they do, good times and bad, then you probably appreciate God for what he does, good times and bad.
Exactly.
The way that the link, and I sat down and thought about it, the link between marriage and God is so strong because he created it. And for us to be married, and I mean, I'll brag on this, it's almost been 10 years, but we were probably, there was a couple that was not married yet that was there. But other than them, we were probably the youngest couple in the room. And that says a lot. Because for 10 years to be, I mean, everywhere else, people be like, man, you've been married 10 years. That's forever. In that room, it was like,
Where's
man,
the babies?
You've been married for 10 years. Keep living.
Right.
Which, it's a blessing to me, because not only do you look at 10 years and say, well, we've made it, now we can start slacking. It really means that, well, we're 10 years in, let's build
Right.
on
Let's keep
what
grinding.
we've done. Let's keep grinding. Let's keep making our marriage better. Because right now, yeah, we have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. But in 10 years, they'll be 17 and 13.
Exactly.
In 15 years, both of them will be out of the house, prayerfully. When that happens, the only person that you have to look to is your spouse.
Each other.
And if you don't maintain your relationship during this period, when the house is empty, you'll look at her or you'll look at him and say, I don't know who you are.
Right.
Possibly we need to date again. Possibly we need to
And that's a very true situation for a lot of people because kids will take over your life. Like, you think about how much you're transporting to school and extracurricular activities and homework and feeding them and just their day-to-day upkeep, especially as small kids.
No, because the older they get, the more
The
they
more
get involved in.
activities they get. Yep.
And I was going to say, Selena's on here.
Yeah, so
Lissy has 8 million extracurricular
Right.
opportunities. Brilliant kid. I mean, and we think, well, bad kids keep up stuff. No, brilliant kids. Lissy is a brilliant young lady.
Exactly.
But because she is brilliant, she's stretched in 8 million different ways.
Exactly.
So, as a parent, you want to do everything you can to allow her, to allow her to do.
I don't know what just happened with that.
Whatever she can, and to continue to grow spiritually and physically and emotionally. But you also have to take the time to say, this is mommy and daddy time.
Exactly. You have to, I think you have to have date nights with your spouse. And we were laughing today because one of the ladies was dressed up and she had on a nice pair of heels and a nice dress. And so we were joking with her. We said, "Where you going?" And she was like, "I was just coming here." We was like, the nice little, playful bantering that you do. And we laughed and talked about the commercial where they say it's date night and the wife comes downstairs and she's all dressed up and she just sits down on the couch. They ain't go nowhere, but they still have that one-on-one time with each other. That's the same thing that we have to be conscious of and are making sure that we're doing in our marriages. You have to make sure that you're having a date night with your one-on-one with your spouse so that the two of you can connect. And not just, sitting on the couch all the time. I mean, you got to do that for a season, and cool.
And fellas, it's not just physical either.
Yeah.
A lot of intimacy, while it takes place in the bedroom, intimacy can be as small as sitting next to your wife, holding your hand, rubbing your shoulder. Exactly. If Jayla's having a bad day, you can lose yourself in the kids and not even realize it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. If Jayla's having a bad day, one thing that I normally do is I'll take down, like, she'll have her hair up, and I'm sorry, baby, but we're gonna
display.
Yeah, we're gonna display.
Okay.
I take her hair out of this pony.
I got a couple of them.
How many rubber bands you got in here?
I got 2. I had it all pinned up today.
I take her hair down, and I simply, from the back of her scalp.
Ugh.
And it, like, stuff like this,
it's amazing.
I know that it relaxes her. I know that it makes her feel good. So if she's having a bad day, I'll just play in her hair, and I'll just rub her scalp.
Yep.
And at least for those 5-10 minutes, everything is good in the world.
It is.
Sometimes you need to be your spouse's comfort zone. Their personal vacation spot.
Exactly.
They go through hell all day long. They don't want to come home and go through hell with you.
Exactly.
They should look forward to coming there, and this is how you keep your marriage alive. Mm-hmm. Your spouse looks forward to coming home because they know that you're there.
Exactly.
And that in itself is a powerful statement that you may not understand yet, because you've never needed somebody to be at home for you after you've had a bad day. Exactly. But when it feels like the world is against you, nobody understands you, and you're misunderstood, when you come home and your spouse looks at you and smiles and says, "I get you," and explains that they have your back,
it makes a world of difference.
Every ounce of hell that you went through disappears.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden you're in marital utopia.
Exactly. So I think that's a good spot to end tonight.
Sounds good to me.
So be on the lookout. We've been talking about a couple of different things and a couple of different programs that we're going to be putting together really in the near future. I'll say soon.
Yeah, I'm going to contact a friend of mine that is a financial planner and that is excellent dealing with budgeting and debt management. And we're going to do a marital class on money management.
Exactly.
Since financial issues are one of the higher rates or reasons
For divorce.
for divorce, we might as well put everything on the table, talk about what we can do to stay together
Through our financial ups
through our
and downs.
financial ups and downs. And it's some stuff that maybe we may not know and see. Some stuff that we may not know, some stuff that we do know. But it'll be a sharing experience, and
Exactly.
we'll meet together at a location, and it's in the works now. So
Right. Just be on the lookout.
be on the lookout. You'll hear about it.
And then we're going to also do a family fun day at the park.
Yes. Let's go to the park and kick it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't go to the park?
Exactly.
It's nice outside. It's
Exactly.
Michigan. Go outside.
Have some fun.
You're only going to get it for another 2 months.
Exactly.
So enjoy it.
Those things will be coming real soon. So be on the lookout. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads, all my friends that are fathers. We hold ourselves to a high esteem because fatherhood is important. I don't know any deadbeat dads. Not that are my friends. We don't believe in deadbeat dads.
No.
For the simple fact, if you're a deadbeat, you're not my friend. Or I will challenge you. I'll get on your nerves to the point where
You ain't going to be a deadbeat dad no
it's
more.
just not an option. So
Exactly. All right. So have a great week. We pray that God continues to bless and keep you. And we will see you next week.
love y'all.
Love you.
Be easy.